What's going on, everyone? Juicebags here, and welcome back to some Dungeon Defenders 2 in another Hero Spotlight. This one has been heavily requested, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Shockbot EV2. This is a primary attack focused hero damage build that is not only really fun to play, but can also be very effective. Now, first things first, this is not the highest DPS EV2 build you can get. So if your goal is to kill the target dummy, you want to go with an ability power proton charge build, those builds will be coming later. However, in my opinion, this is the most fun that you could possibly have on the EV2, and it does have just ridiculous synergy with a monk. So if you have a monk friend that you play with that likes to boost you, you are going to do absurd numbers with this build and can completely blow past any sort of proton charge build that you could put together. So it is a build that's dependent on playing with friends, however, still wildly effective by itself, and I use this build all the time as it is just a ton of fun. Now, hopping right on in. As I mentioned, this is a charge shot build, so the required shard for this build is charge shot, and that drops in Chaos 7. So you're not going to be able to build the Shockbot EV2 until you get yourself up to Chaos 7. Now, this is an electrocute build, so we've got double drench in the form of drenching strikes and thunderstruck. If you do not yet have thunderstruck, just replace that one out with burning strikes and get yourself a little bit more DPS in the mix through that. Now, my shot type of choice is the McManus Projector. The McManus Projector is just an awesome weapon. It's my favorite EV2 weapon without a doubt. However, you can also easily use the McDougars. The main difference is the McDougars is going to have slightly higher single target damage, where the McManus charge shot is going to actually clear a pack. As you see with the McManus, the charge shot goes through all the enemies. The McDougars is just going to hit one target and then be dead. Now, moving on to the head, we're going with Mana Capacitor to increase that pull of heat, Electric Retribution, and Worm Scarf. As you see, I don't even have these shards upgraded, as they're just kind of slot fillers, to be honest with you, and both really unnecessary. Over in the gloves, we got Beacon of the Storm, which Beacon of the Storm is going to provide another form of storm damage, and that's going to set up that electrocute combo, and this actually bounces around the map. So Beacon of the Storm, you're definitely going to want, drops in Chaos 4, as you see there. Critical Strike, as with any DPS hero, gots to get that crit, so get yourself some Critical Strike. And then Big Boy. We won't be using mini grab bots with this build, however, with the Big Boy shard, the first grab bot pumps out that big one. Now, the Big Boy grab bot does scale off of hero damage, not ability power. So there's no real point in spamming a bunch of bots, as the additional bots are going to do practically nothing, as you don't have any additional ability power. However, the Big Boy itself can be quite the siege roller killer if your pet is not up and the cooldown is not available. Moving right on along to the chest, I'm going with Bulwark, Jackpot, and Power Gambit. Power Gambit is definitely a required shard in the build. This is a Chaos 7 build, and once again, it's got a Chaos 7 shard in it. Jackpot and Bulwark are both completely optional. I'm using Jackpot right now just because gold is so important currently. Even though Jackpot stinks, it's better than nothing. As you see, this Jackpot I don't even have upgraded either. I should probably get that done. Now, continuing on to the boots. EV2's boots, as with most heroes, we've got a real deficit in boot shards. I'm just running with Speed Boost and Dummies and Bots. Dummies and Bots does practically nothing, but it adds a little flavor when you do use your Death from Above. Remember, Death from Above, the damage of that is based off of your ability power. However, it is a very effective way to get around a map and to avoid any unnecessary punishment. Now, taking a look at the mods, you've got a lot of options with the mods. The only mod on the weapon that is required is Piercer Chip. You're going to want Piercer Chip, that way you can ignore geodes and you can ignore any of the shieldies and just blast right through. Now, I'm bringing along Melee Explosion and Storm Chip as both very good options for filler slots on the weapon. The weapon mods themselves are not overly important. As long as you have that piercer chip, you're going to get some good, successful results. Now moving on to the armor. Every single piece you're going to want to put healthy power and power chip. Now, as you see, I've got triple chip along with these, as Magmanus Projector is, of course, a triple projectile weapon, so I'm going to be using triple chip as my third. If you chose McDougar's as your weapon, that's a single projectile weapon, and you should choose the single chip for your third. But triple chip, healthy power chip, and power chip in every single slot. Now looking at the DPS itself, as I mentioned, it's really effective. It's not the highest out there, but it is just extremely fun. This build is also going to be heavily dependent on your pet. I personally am using Cyclone from the Automeow. Some more viable choices are, of course, Dragolich, you can use on any hero. Poisonous Tips, which will roll on any earth pet in the game. Or Sandstorm, which will roll on any earth damage pet in the game as well. I just like Automeow because, first off, it just looks really, really cool. But Cyclone also gives you the highest 6-second spike of any of the other pets. Now moving on to the deeps. Without Automeow, you can easily go anywhere between, say, 4 million to 10 million DPS. As you see, I'm settling in here right at around the 6 million mark. That's just holding down the left click, doing nothing else, and getting 6 million DPS. So you can do this while you're running around, you can do this while you're flying around, and you can do this while you're doing just about anything, as long as you can point and click. So 6 million free DPS just from the point and click, and it's got cool animations, and it's just plain fun. Now, if you go ahead and you mix Automeow into the mix, let's go ahead and let this dummy get reset. Almost there. Then you can see some much higher spikes. This is going to allow you to go like between, say, 10 to 15 to 16 million DPS with your pet. It's basically going to make you a complete just storm of damage for the time that your pet is up. Now, of course, the pet doesn't last very long. However, it's enough damage to kill just about any of the bosses in the game. As I mentioned to you earlier, if you combine the pet ability with a boost monk and have a boost monk friend, that's when you start to see some real absurdity and can see some DPS numbers getting well into the 50-60 million range. If your friend is a boost monk and brings a Dragolich, oh yeah, that means you're breaking 100 million. There's no doubt about it. So the EV2 Shockbot is, although not the most effective as far as raw DPS numbers and killing the target dummy, is just an absurdly fun way to play, and it is actually, for me personally, my favorite EV2 build. It's easy to use, it's effective, all it really requires is getting to Chaos 7 and picking up those 2 shards. Now, it is unfortunate that Charged Shot doesn't drop before Chaos 7, and then, of course, Power Gambit doesn't drop before Chaos 7 either, so that part of it is a little bit unfortunate. You have to wait till Chaos 7 to be able to use this build. However, once you get there, it will be just amazingly fun. Now taking a look at the Ascension for this hero. First off, as always, we'll start in the utility category. This is a hero damage build, so we'd follow the basic hero Ascension rules. So, first things first, hero crit chance has got to get maxed, and then hero crit damage. In the defense category, we're not going to worry about, as this is just the hero aspect only of the build. And in the offense category, you're going to want to go all hero damage. Now, as with any hero, you're going to want to balance the points that you put into hero health with a comfortable HP level for you. So depending on what pieces you have on your gear, as you see, I do have hero health on my weapon and hero health on the boots. Every other piece has hero damage. I will actually eventually, as I find better stuff, be replacing both of these out with hero damage pieces, and ideally you have all of your hero damage directly from your gear, and then you can throw the hero health into the Ascension. However, balance your hero health and your hero damage. These are the only 2 points in the offense category that you're really going to worry about at all. So get yourself to a comfort level with your HP, and then go all hero damage. Now moving on from there, the heat capacity 100% does not matter. We've got it in there anyway just for bots. We're using mana capacitor anyway just for bots. However, it really doesn't matter. So I actually prioritize that last and go with run speed or movement speed first. Movement speed, of course, is a massive quality of life, bit of Ascension, and I strongly suggest going into movement speed before messing around with heat capacity. So hopefully this helps everyone understand how to build their Shockbot EV2, and let me tell you, once you put this build together, it's difficult to play anything else. I say it over and over again, and I'll say it again, if the EV2 had double jump and was able to fly, I would probably not play any other hero other than just for doing viewer requests or hero spotlights. It's without a doubt my favorite hero in the game, and I absolutely love the Shockbot build itself. So by all means, try it out on your EV2 and see what you think. So thank you once again. Click that like button, please subscribe to the channel. Let me know in the comments below what spotlight, hero, or defense you want to see next. Thank you once again, and I will see you next time. Take it easy.